Over in League One, as Birmingham City dropped points, but some club has moved into top spot to take full advantage. Who is it? We'll tell you all about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today it's all about Matchday number 16, that's right, over in a bit of a crazy looking League One, that's right. It is International Week and some games have been kiboshed for the international games, but there's a good handful of games, so we're going to take a look at it in just a second. If you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want to stop shop for League One right here under one rooski. That's right, Wycombe Wanderers are your new leaders. They're outright leaders, 32 points to the name, with Birmingham sitting in second spot. They do have a game in hand, but of course, when will that be played? Who bloody knows? You got to win what's in front of you, and Wycombe are currently number one. But it could all change this coming weekend. There's a lot of games going on, big ones as well, that could shake up the automatics and maybe even shake up the playoffs. We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to the VRPs, the Patreons, you know who you are, and a big shout out to the members, you know who you are. But what we're going to do now is turn the clock back to this past weekend and then kick on forward to the next round of games. Righty then, folks, let's turn the clock back and have a look at these past matches then, shall we? And I think I did all right with my picks. Have a look at it. Barnsley with a big 2-0 win over Rotherham. Got that one mostly to the money. Burton with a big 2-0 win over Shrewsbury. I called that as well. Wrexham beating Mansfield, just the 1-0. And one with a 3-2. Birmingham and Northampton Town, what a shock there. 1-1 in the end. Good point for John Brady's boys. Meanwhile, Bristol Rovers drew with Scabula's boys, 1-1 in the end. Crawley and Huddersfield, 2-2 thriller there. All the goals in that match. Exeter City picked up a monster win over Charlton, 1-0. Didn't get that, did I? Meanwhile, Leyton Orient putting some pressure under Steve Bruce, 3-0 in the end for the Orient. Peterborough putting 6 past Cambridge Town. Cambridge United, whatever they call them, down the bottom of the table there. Stevenage 1, Reading 1, called that one as well. Stockport 5-0 winners over Bolton, big win, called it. I did see there was plenty of goals in that game. And then Wigan losing to Wycombe to put them tip at the top of the table. As you see it right here, right now, it is Wycombe currently tying at the flying high with 32 points up against the Birmingham City side, who are in the hot on the heels, of course, with 30 points. Wrexham, I think, might be playing this weekend, so they could technically knock Birmingham out of the automatics, but of course, we'll see about that in a second. Going down, Shrewsbury, Burton, Cambridge, and then Crawley right now in what seems to be a pretty settled relegation zone. I think Crawley could get out of it and put the likes of Wigan or Leyton Orient in there as well. So it is looking like an amazing title race, or an amazing League One race with the likes of Bolton, Reading, Peterborough, Charlton outside looking in, Rotherham as well. We all expect them, maybe even Blackpool, to get their acts together and disrupt the flux. But of course, that's of course to be coming at you soon. Let's take a look at this, the link for the Prediction League, which we're taking a bit of a we're not stopping it. It keeps on going, but I can't bring you updated right here because a lot of my stuff is back in Georgia and I'm here in PA right now. So we'll just keep on doing your thing. I'll bring you back up to date when, of course, we get settled back in the mixer. So here we go. Now we've got the full fixture list. A lot of these games aren't going to go ahead, so I might skip them. I might, we'll talk. Let's just talk then, shall we? We're going to start with Exeter City up against Lincoln City. Coming at you this coming weekend. This one appears to be going ahead. Played 13 times since 2003. 6 wins for Exeter, 3 for Lincoln. 4 draws between the two sides. Exeter sitting in 11th under Gary Caldwell. 3 wins on the bounce. All competitions, all venues. Scabula's boys unbeaten in the last 4. Picking up 3 wins and a draw. They sit 5th. 25 points to the name. Now, they did play 13 times. The most recent match at Exeter was a 1-1 draw back in October 2023. A lot of draws knocking around between these two sides. 3 of the last 6 have ended up with a big fat 1-1. Lincoln, though, speaking of 1-1s, picked up a 1-1 against Bristol Rovers. Most recently, Exeter with a big 1-0 win over Charlton to make it, like I said, 3 wins on the bloody bounce. The odds here, 29-20 is your Exeter, 23-10. The draw, 9-5 is your away win. We are going to go, this is a tight one, going to go with a 2-1 win. I like Scabula's boys, but I think Exeter at home will make it difficult for them. None the same. Now, I think this next one is postponed, so we're going to kind of sidestep this bad boy. Postpone, that's Birmingham against Stevenage, so we'll sidestep that. I do believe Blackpool and Northampton Town is currently on the docket, so we'll see. But of course, coming at you over at Bloomfield Road, Steve Bruce, Blackpool in a bit of a pickle. Just 1 win in the last 6. They sit 18th in the table with 16 points to them. Up against John Brady's Northampton Town sitting in 17th with 16 points. They played 10 times since 2003. We've got 6 wins for Blackpool. We have 3 for Northampton Town. We have 1 draw between the two sides as well. The most recent match at this very venue was a 2-1 win for Northampton back in November 2023. In fact, the last 3 matches have gone with the away side, whether it's at the Six Fields or whether it's at Bloomfield Road. Northampton picking up a big 1-1 draw against High Flyers Birmingham. Blackpool, of course, not having the best run of the green most recently with a 3-0 loss to Leyton Orient at Brisbane Road. The odds here for this one, 20-11 on is your Blackpool, 70-4 is your Northampton Town, 10-3 is a draw. This should be a game that Blackpool will look forward to it because they need a response and they're playing a team that they should come out on top with a big win. I'm going with just a 1-0 win, get over the line, get the 3 points, get the morale moving a little bit and hopefully see the Tangerines steamroll up the table. Let's go to the Memorial Stadium. That's coming at you. Memorial Field, should we say. Bristol Rovers up against Crawley. Matty Taylor's boys sitting in 16th with 17 points to their name. Back-to-back games now unbeaten. Up against Crawley on a bit of a run themselves. Just one defeat in the last 5 under Rob Elliott. They sit 21st with 12 points to the name. They played 13 times since the year 2011. 6 wins to Bristol Rovers, 4 for Crawley Town. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. The last time they played in the league at this venue, it was a 1-0 win for Bristol Rovers back in September 2021. Bristol Rovers on the back of that draw against Lincoln. Crawley also picking up a monster draw against Huddersfield Town. But the odds here for this, 11-10 is your Bristol Rovers, 12-5 is your Crawley, 12-5 is also the draw here. We are going to go with a 1-1 draw, point apiece, point in the bag, and on with the next one. Now, the next one is Cambridge. It is Barnsley. It looks like it's going to go ahead, according to my data. Gary Monk's boys were on an amazing bit of form until the last game, and they came back crashing down to earth with that 6-1 loss to Peterborough. But prior to that, 5 wins on the bounce in all competitions to give themselves some hope in, of course, the survival stakes down the foot of the table. Meanwhile, Barnsley under Darryl Clark, just one defeat in the last 6 themselves, 75% form as well. They sit 4th, 25 points to the name. They played 4 times, these two clubs, since 2022. 1 for Cambridge, 3 for Barnsley. There's been no draws. The last time they played over at Cambridge, it was a 4-0 win for Barnsley back in October 2023. Like I said, 6-1 loss for Cambridge most recently. Barnsley on the back of the window over Rotherham, of course. 29-10 is your Cambridge, 10-9 on is your Barnsley, 5-2 is the draw. I really want Cambridge to win this one because I like to see Gary Monk survive. Mission impossible, but I'm going to go with Barnsley. I've got to go with them. They are high and flying high. And, of course, they'll take full advantage while everyone else is taking it easy or taking the weekend off. Meanwhile, Charlton up against Peterborough. That goes ahead as well. I thought that might be postponed. But Nathan Jones' Charlton on a bit of a dip right now, all the way down into 13th. 58 points for them. Just one defeat, though, in the last 6 under Nathan Jones. Peterborough under Darren Ferguson. They've got 3 wins on the bounce, and they sit 12th with 21 points. Of course, there's quite even Stevens between these two sides. Played 20 times since 1993. 6 wins for Charlton, 8 for Peterborough. There's been 6 draws between the two sides, with the last match at this very venue being a 2-1 win for Peterborough back in January 2024. The Posh are actually unbeaten against Charlton over the last 6, 4 wins and a couple of draws. Peterborough scoring 10 goals in the last 2. In fact, let's open up 14 goals in the last 3 games combined, whether it's in the Football League Trophy, in the FA Cup, or in the league. They've been banging in goals for fun. 14 goals. That's averaging around about 4 and a bit, maybe 4.5 goals a game. Meanwhile, Charlton on the back of a loss against Exeter, a squeaky win over Southend, and a win over Chelsea's youth in the Football League Trophy. The odds for this one, though, Charlton 11-10 for the victory. 21-10 is Peterborough. 27-10 is a draw. This could be a draw, but I've gone with it. I've gone with the edge. 5 goals in it, 3-2 in the end. Charlton snatching it with a big win to boost their chances as well. Leyton Orient against Mansfield. This one is postponed. We're not looking at that one. Meanwhile, Reading against the Shrews. That is also postponed. We're not looking at that one. Meanwhile, Rotherham against Bolton. And this one also postponed. Moving on to Stockport against Wrexham. This one goes ahead. Would you Adam and Eve it? Like I said, Wrexham could knock Birmingham out the top 2 while they're taking it easy with their feet up, resting. But no rest for the wicked for Wrexham. They've taken on a high-flying Stockport, of course, rivals from recent promotion campaigns. Played 26 times in 2003. What a ding-donger this is going to be. It's 6th place Stockport up against 3rd place Wrexham. 26 times, 12 wins apiece and 2 draws. Stockport, though, winning 3 of the last 4 up against Wrexham. Just 1 win out of the last 4 coming at you as well. The last time I played at Stockport, 5-0 win for Stockport. In fact, the last 5 have gone with the hosts on this one, whether it's Stockport, whether it's Wrexham. In fact, so it's been quite an even sort of battleground over the last 3 years between these two sides. So interesting to see that rivalry cooking up once again. Wrexham on the back of that big win over Mansfield, of course, and Stockport again scoring goals for fun. 5-0 over Bolton most recently. But the odds right here, right now, we have Stockport 13-10, 19-10 is your Wrexham, 5-2 is the draw. Stockport are favoured. I think I'm going with them as well. 3-1 win. Stockport taking full advantage of and maybe even challenging Wrexham to maybe get into towards them automatic spots as well. We got Wigan. We have, of course, Burton, or do we? I think that game is also postponed. And then we have Wycombe, and then we have Huddersfield. And again, I believe that game is also postpone. That's right. So that completes it. It's pretty a short, sharp week over in League One. But of course, don't forget to come back with your predictions. Of course, I think the full fixture list will dump very soon. So make sure you predict them. Do whatever you want. If you want to predict the other games, fair enough. I'm not going to score them. So it's up to you. But anyway, that completes my pack here, guys and girls. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash the like. Don't, of course, hit the little bell. But until then, we're just about done.